A typical resume has 6 sections: personal information, summary, education, skills, experience, and projects. But a good resume also has relevant keywords, impressive details, effective ordering, and strong wording. Here are, in no particular order, some best practices for crafting an effective resume. Number 1, keep in mind that each resume should be tailored to the job you're applying for. As you read through the job description, make note of the keywords that are used and try to incorporate them into your summary. For each skill they're looking for that applies to you, be sure to include those skills using the same phrasing in your skills section. That means you may need to make a slightly different version of your resume for each job you're applying for, but it's worth it. The more closely your resume reflects the job description, the more likely employers are to see you as the right fit for the job. Number 2, the most important details should be listed at the top of each section. If you have a degree or certificate that falls in line with your prospective job, then list it above other degrees or certificates. Your degrees should also be listed from the highest downward. For example, a bachelor's degree should come before an associate's degree. If you have several years of experience, or if your experience is relevant to the job, you should list your experience section above your education section. Otherwise, if you're still in school or have only recently graduated, your education section might be better served above your experience. Which brings us to recency. In the experience and project sections, you should list multiple jobs or activities in reverse chronological order, which means starting with your most recent job at the top and placing your oldest job at the bottom. You can also do this with certificates of equal merit. So remember, write everything in descending order according to relevance, merit, or recency. Number 3, use the past tense for anything in your summary, education, experience, or project sections that has been completed. For anything that is still ongoing, use the present tense instead. Number 4, don't use pronouns like I or we, but start your bullet points with verbs. Number 5, use strong language in your bullet points to make your details stand out, especially in the experience and project sections. Here are 3 ways to do that. A, use action verbs to clarify your purpose, illuminate skills, and demonstrate confidence. Consider words like lead, resolve, conduct, develop, identify, increase, provide, establish, and create, among others. For example, resolved customer complaints indicates more of an accomplishment than responded to customer complaints. Bullet points that start with action verbs like these are more likely to catch an employer's attention. B, elaborate with results. Don't just write down what you've done, add the positive outcomes that resulted from your actions. For example, you didn't simply resolve customer complaints, you resolved customer complaints to increase customer satisfaction. Elaborating in this way highlights the value of your work. C, quantify your accomplishments. Use numbers in the forms of rates, percentages, and sums. For example, you resolved over 50 customer complaints each day, or you increased the customer satisfaction rating by 10%. Providing measurements to your accomplishments makes them more concrete and more impressive. With strong language using these techniques, readers are more likely to recognize your impact at just a glance. Number 6, include and highlight all of your strengths and leave out your weaker attributes. If you're proud of something, consider including it. Suppose you're the president of a PTA. That might not be directly related to your work as a marketer, but if people you trust find it impressive, employers might as well. In the skills section, the more confident you are in any particular skill, the closer to the front or top you should place it. For the bullet points under a job, experience, or project, list your favorite accomplishment first. Keep in mind that resume readers move quickly through a resume the first time through and will only notice a limited number of things, more likely things at the top. So for each section, think about what will most impress an employer. When you start with your strongest features, employers will be enticed to read more. Similarly, you can leave out anything that doesn't bring value to you as an applicant. Maybe that job you had 4 jobs ago isn't one that you find impressive, and it's not relevant to the job you're applying for. Or maybe one of your skills is using Microsoft Word, but all of your competition has that same skill. Adding attributes like these only clutters your resume. Remember that your resume is your first impression to employers, so be sure to lead with your strengths, use strong language to stand out, highlight your accomplishments, and mirror the job description to convince employers that you're just the person they're looking for.